Hi, welcome back. In the last video, we looked at how to set up authentication in our APIs using the bearer token. So for this particular video, we'll look at setting up authentication via through HTTP headers. So for those who are new to E2, I have made a couple of videos before. You can check them so that you have a deeper understanding of some of the concepts. Good. So in terms of what we're supposed to do, in the previous video, I can show you, we did set up the HTTP bearer auth. So in this particular video, we'll just quickly set up our HTTP header auth. HTTP header. So I'll just comment this one out so that we can test it. Good. So in case you don't understand how, for example, the HTTP bearer auth came into place, please check the previous video about the bearer token. Good. So let's check our API endpoint. So at the moment, in as much as we've provided the bearer token, you'll see that there's still an error about authorization. So I'll switch to should be what should be API key. It is, yeah, not sorry, not API key. Yes, it should be API key. Good. So for the API key, when it comes to the HTTP header authorization, the default API key is X API key. Okay, so I'll do that. And then in terms of the value, we need to pass in the auth key in this particular case as the value. Good. So once we do that, we can be able to access our data. So that's how you set up um, the API keys, and also so that you are able to use the header authentication. Now, again, if you are not sure of how this works, you can just check into your code. I think there's even this here. Okay. Yes, there's this public property header, which is a string, and it's the head HTTP header name. So you can modify it. You can see by default it's X hyphen API key. So what you can do if you want to maybe modify this, you can just quickly come over here and then modify the header and say something like maybe just cool up. Okay, let's do something interesting. Mob API key. Good. So when you try to check our APIs, so there's an authorization. So I can just, that's because the key in this case is X API key, which is the default one, but we've already changed that in our app. So I'll just provide this mob API key that we have set, and then go back to this, then provide it here. So once you provide that key, so this is the custom header key that we've provided, that we've configured in our application. For the value, it's still the auth key. So when we send this, we should be able to get our result without the authorization issue. So guys, that's how you set up the header authorization in E2 framework. So for these other public properties like accept, only, optional, we will look at them in detail in later videos because they apply regardless of the authentication method that you are using. So remember to subscribe in case you have any question about the APIs. Remember to comment in the comment section, and then share your feedback. See you in the next video.